Today, I want to tell you a story about the way we see the world and how the world often shines back the exact reflection of our own hearts. A story about a small lantern, but a lantern that revealed the truth of an entire lifetime. Long ago, in a quiet village near the base of a mountain, there lived an old blacksmith who spent most of his days alone in a small wooden workshop. He was a quiet man, rarely speaking, but always watching, always listening. People came to him to forge knives, hoes, plows, and tools. But what he truly loved, far more than iron and fire, was light. One winter, when the nights grew long and cold, the blacksmith began crafting something unusual in his workshop, a lantern. But this lantern was unlike any lantern the villagers had seen. It had two faces. On one side, he placed a warm golden glass. On the other side, he fitted a cool, pale blue glass. When the lantern was lit, a soft, golden glow spread across one half of the room. Warm, comforting, gentle. But on the other side, a faint, bluish light filled the shadows. Quiet. Cold, almost like moonlight reflected on water. It didn't take long for rumors to spread throughout the village. People whispered, "The old blacksmith has created a magical lantern." And soon, villagers began visiting his workshop to see it. The first man to arrive stood on the warm side, bathed in golden light. His face lit up. "This lantern is wonderful," he exclaimed. "It makes the whole room feel alive and comforting." Another villager walked in from the opposite direction, stepping straight into the cool blue glow. He frowned immediately. "What are you talking about? This light is cold, sad, even unsettling. What kind of lantern is this?" The two men argued, each convinced the other was blind. One insisted, "It's warm." The other insisted, "It's cold." Before long, the village split into two sides. The warm light believers and the cold light believers. Some people were so angry they demanded to break the lantern, claiming it was deceptive. Through all the chaos, the blacksmith remained silent, quietly tending the fire in his forge. Eventually, the children of the village, always the bravest to ask what adults avoid, gathered around him and asked, "Sir, is your lantern warm or cold? Which side is the real one?" The old blacksmith smiled gently, put down his hammer, and wiped his hands on his worn apron. "My lantern," he said softly, "is just a lantern, but it has two different faces, and you see only the face you stand in front of." The children blinked, confused. One little girl asked, "But why make a lantern like that? Why not make it just one color?" The blacksmith's eyes softened. "Because life," he said, "is not made of one color, and people do not see the world in the same way." That evening, he invited the entire village to his workshop. When night fell, everyone gathered around the lantern. One side glowed gold, the other side glowed blue. The blacksmith spoke. "If you have seen the warm light before, stand on the right. If you have only seen the cold light, stand on the left." People moved, and naturally, everyone stood exactly where they had seen the light before. The warm side nodded proudly. "See? We told you it was warm." The cold side shook their heads. "We were right all along." The blacksmith raised a hand. "Now," he said, "let us do something simple. Let us switch places." People hesitated at first, but eventually shuffled to the opposite sides. And then, silence. Pure silence. Those who once swore the lantern was warm now stood inside its cold blue glow. Those who once insisted the lantern was cold now felt the gentle warmth of the golden side. Some laughed in embarrassment. Some sighed. Some lowered their heads in thought. The blacksmith spoke again. You see, the lantern never changed. It remained exactly the same. Only your position changed. And when your position changes, your perspective changes. He paused, then continued quietly. Life is the same way. Some say the world is harsh. Some say the world is beautiful. But the world does not shift for each person. It is the heart that shifts. He pointed to the lantern. If your heart is full of fear, anger, or bitterness, you will see only the cold side of life, even on sunny days. But if your heart carries gratitude, compassion, and hope, you will find warmth, even in dark places. A young man stepped forward. So, the lantern doesn't show us truth? It shows us ourselves? The blacksmith nodded. The lantern judges no one. It simply shines. But where you stand, and what you carry inside, determine the light you see. The children gathered closer. One of them asked softly, "If I want the world to feel warmer, what should I do?" The old blacksmith smiled. You cannot change the entire sky, but you can change where you stand, and you can choose to become a small source of warmth for others. Don't stay in one spot forever, believing only your view is correct. Dare to step into someone else's place. You may discover that even truth has gentle, hidden sides. When the crowd finally left, the blacksmith blew out the lantern. The workshop sank into darkness. Quiet, deep, peaceful. But strangely, each person who walked home that night felt something glowing softly inside them. And maybe that was the real lantern. Not the one made of iron and glass, but the one inside every heart that finally understood. The world does not change its colors. It is our hearts that shift their shades. And when the heart changes, so does everything we see. Warmth returns. Hope returns. Light returns. Because sometimes, to see a better world, you only need to take a single step to the other side of the lantern. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Life Tune Stories and keep rising stronger, one story at a time.